Good evening. My name is Ben Kimball, and this is week 5 for the arson investigation class podcast assignment. Tonight, we're going to talk about how the community can learn more about mitigation strategies for arson interventions that can be used. My town, Holmesville, Pennsylvania, is home to under 10,000 citizens. We're protected by a volunteer fire department that runs out of 4 stations with 3 engines, 2 ladders, a rescue, and 2 brush support units. Because we live in an older town, we have many buildings that are abandoned or also in disrepair. In summer of 2019, our most recent arson fire was at an old coal pocket building. There's also other older buildings throughout the town and commercial areas and also residential neighborhoods that pose a threat for juveniles or others who use fire to try and get a message across, or just for fun to set arson fires. So based on the data, with COVID, there's more kids being out of school and they're unsupervised. Because of that, there's no community events or programs that they can attend. So it's very imperative that we utilize every option possible to educate them against the dangers and the risks of arson, not just for injury or property loss, but also for the criminal aspect of it, for jail time, fines, etc. Based on national statistics that I was able to obtain, 21% of all fires occur are intentionally set. 10% of those fires are considered cleared when an arrest has been made, and then only 1% of all arsonists that are ever caught are truly convicted of their crime. Based on information that was released in 2012 by the U.S. Fire Administration, over 1,600 juvenile fire incidents were reported, and 56% of those, which is over 900, were classified as arson. So this is a big issue, not just in my community, but across the country. In our community, best to reach out to the youth through an outreach program. They can be just for the youth, or they can also be a family-based type program. Agencies that we can utilize, the local YMCA, churches, the school, the fire department members, any other community civic organizations. We can put on these programs that kids and their families can voluntarily attend, or even some guidance counselors, school administrators, pastors, or family members can see that we have some at-risk teens or children, and they can recommend that these kids be involved in our programs. Like I said, we can utilize civic organizations, churches, YMCA, the school district, and also the fire department to develop this type of program. And based on the success, we can then modify this to turn it into a community risk reduction program based on the numbers, if we see that we're truly making a difference in the community. Again, looking at numbers and different measures that we can use to determine the successfulness of our program, we'd also want to see numbers maintain or increase for attendance. And then also, with the help of the police department, we're hopefully going to be able to see a lesser number of teens and young adults being unsupervised or just hanging out in these areas in town where these at-risk buildings are. Hopefully the education portion of it will reduce the desire for the youth, especially boys, to experiment or play with fire if they truly understand the damages and consequences that can happen prior to them completing the act. I hope this information was enough to give a baseline for a outreach program and also a potential community risk reduction that we can do in our community. Thank you very much.